Hey everyone, welcome back to Build Tune Tesla. Today we're actually driving April's new car all the way from Colorado to Arizona in a Tesla, so we'll have to stop. What? You got anything to eat?
I know.
This channel's known for horsepower and gasoline engines, but honestly this thing is really cool.
Now it's known for torque and
all-wheel drive electricity. So we're gonna hop in this thing.
I never thought I was gonna own an electric vehicle, but I got a really good deal, guys, okay?
Yeah, all the rebates, Colorado's even crazy. All drive, electric, every day. It's pretty cool, but we're about to find out how cool it is on a long drive because we're gonna have to charge it on the way down there.
Why are we going to Arizona?
So we're headed to Arizona this weekend to go to Barrett-Jackson for my birthday. It's like the coolest car show that's not a car show, so that's where we're going. So April owns a 2025 Tesla Model Y. It is the all-wheel drive, dual motor, long range, whatever you want to call it. I just actually put some different hubcaps on it for her. And yeah, so we are charged up
99% or
to, where's it at? We're
right
charged
here.
up to 99%. It's cold out, so actually that's probably the worst for the range. How many miles does this thing have on it now? I think it is
2720.
2,720 miles on this car. You've had it a couple months, and we just
November.
they want you to normally charge it to like 80%. We're charged to 100% because it's a long trip. And then she'll plug it in and it'll tell us where we're going to drive to, how long we need to charge for it, and then we'll keep going. And it hurts your mileage when it's cold out. And it's been way cold in Colorado. It's 32 degrees right now. It's actually warm right now compared to what it's been the last few weeks, but we're going to get on the road. So this is weird. It sets me in my spot. It knows I'm driving based on my phone. Should probably put my seatbelt on.
They'll get mad. They'll tell you.
And then let's drive. If you guys have never been in a Tesla, it's pretty interesting. It obviously thinks there's stuff on the windshield. It sees all the stuff around you.
Oh, it says, did it say our windshield wiper fluid is low?
What a way to start off the trip.
I know. Darn.
All right, here we go. So she's plugging it in. Here we go. So we got to drive to Trinidad. We'll be at 43%. We'll need to charge for 13 minutes. Then New Mexico for 20 minutes. Here we go. So we got total trip. I don't know if it'll even show us. It probably will at some point. Set arrival energy, remove charging stuffs. I don't know. Go ahead and plug it back in again.
Okay. And I'm going to hit this again. And I'm going to hit the navigation. And now it's going to populate again.
So it just kind of tells you. But it tells you when you're going to arrive at the next charger, and how much charge you're going to have, and time it's going to be. Doesn't really give you in trip. We could compare this to Google Maps here in a little bit if we want to. This probably depends on how long you sit there and charge or eat or whatever. We'll change your trip. Where gas doesn't really.
No.
All the traffic already. Jeez.
I know.
So let's see here. So it says we're going to be 4:09 p.m. In an hour and 25 minutes. We'll be at 43% and 96 miles. I bet we're better than that. It usually is a little conservative, but we'll see. All right, so here's one of the craziest things. That means we're in self-drive. So I just gotta say here, there's a camera up here that makes sure I'm paying attention. And otherwise,
It's already mad at you.
it's mad at me because I'm here. I'll let April do that part.
Yeah, I'll film.
So April can film because otherwise it sees that you're on your phone. So it's actually pretty safe, but there's a camera up there. It's watching me. I'm not doing anything. We're taking the corner. You can control the speed by here. Tell it how fast over the speed limit you want to go. We don't speed ever. So yeah, we're on the road. We're getting on the interstate. Well, we're on the interstate. We're getting out of town now, heading down the road, but we'll maybe we'll see how much of the trip we can let it drive itself to get us there. Well, it's still driving us. It's taking us on the off ramp right now. We're almost to our first charge. It seems like all the other charges will like end up there at about 10%. We're still at 43%, which says we from here could still go 132 miles. But based on the plan, it wants us to kind of top off here, and then it looks like we'll do longer legs, about 2-hour legs from here on out. So it's 4 o'clock right now. Our next stop will be about 6. And it says we're going to arrive with 43%, where it originally said 40. And we're going to be here and we're going to charge for 11 minutes. It's anywhere from we're going to charge for 10 to 12 minutes is what it looked like. So, and then April's gonna do some driving, I think.
Yeah, I am.
Or some monitoring of the Tesla driving.
Pretty much.
There's the chargers. See them over there?
Where? Oh, it's at the Wendy's.
So it's actually
It's
at
at
a
a
gas
gas station. Yay!
In the back of a gas station, so we can
That works
get
for
a
me.
snack or a drink or use the restroom or whatever, and then get back on the road. So usually it gets freaked out in parking lots. So I'm gonna go ahead and click it off right there and pull it on over. Look at that, completely wide open. Got all the options. Which one should we take? They say usually closest to the power is the best, I think. But,
So yeah.
oh, I wonder if this is for like trucks that are like towing, so they can pull in this way. Tesla vehicle charger only. Vehicle charger only. Okay. Sweet.
So other EVs couldn't charge here?
No, superchargers not usually.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't use the self-park. Well, I'll show you guys that eventually.
Jim says, I don't need self-park.
I can back up myself.
Look at all my cameras. And he doesn't even use the cameras.
No, I don't. I do it the hard way. Here you go. Let's charge this thing.
Alright, plug her in.
A little Tesla charger. Plugged in. See what this thing says now. Charge limit 100. I wonder if it's going to go back up to 100. Let's see. Time will tell. Right there, 11 minutes remaining to continue trip. Tesla supercharger gains about 440 miles per hour of charging, 450. Yeah, these things rip. 400 and about 60 miles is what you'll gain in a full hour of charging, but we only need 11 minutes. So kind of interesting, after a quick run into the store, the car is at 65%. We may let it charge a little extra. I would think that it was trying to go to 80, but maybe it only gets us enough to where we can arrive at our next one at 10. So it's kind of interesting. It's almost like basing it off of our arrival percentage, not what it wants to get to off of like 80 here. So, kind of interesting. So we have enough energy to continue our trip at 68%. So 35 minutes to charge limit if we want to go all the way to 100. I figure it says that we're going to reach, where was that at that I was looking at it? So far that charge cost us $8, and it says we'll arrive at our next charger at 10%. So if we want a little extra, we're at 69 right now. So if we let it charge a little bit longer, we'll end up with 11. We let it just, so it kind of depends on how much you want to sit here to make sure you get yourself a little bit extra power on the road, a little bit safety. So if you're good with sitting here for an extra couple minutes, cool. If you're really trying to hustle and make it as fast as possible, you should probably get on the road ASAP. So kind of interesting, huh? How it like does it.
Yeah.
That sun is bright. We're back on the road. Yeah, it's other than the gross from all the snow and sand and everything we had. But yeah, no.
I know, I already got a rock chip.
I know. We start off there. Yeah. That's sad. Sad day. We don't even want to talk about that. But
this way?
Nope. 25 south.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
So 70% starting here. We will drive until we should arrive at 12% at the next charger in Las Vegas, New Mexico. You gonna drive this thing, or are you gonna let it drive you?
I don't know. I'm in the mood to drive right now.
Just gonna drive for now? How's the driving going?
Just using my leg to apply pressure here and there, but no, I'm...
Every once in a while it'll yell at you, make sure you're paying attention.
I'm comfortable. I got my heated seat on. I'm laid back.
Living that bougie life, just cruising down the highway.
Letting the car take me where the road goes.
Into the sunset. So other than the car trying to take us on a little detour to come over here to get to the pump, or to the pump, the electric charger, we're at our next location. We showed up with 5%. April's a little heavy-footed, so we got her a little less than we needed to.
James had
and
called
she chilled
me out.
out.
So then, well, the car, because I put it in self-drive, James called me out on driving
a little
It's the thing,
over the speed limit.
if you drive too fast, you burn more battery, so then it doesn't necessarily gain you a bunch of time, because then you end up having to charge longer. So yeah, it's kind of a weird way of doing it. But we're at, it says 25 minutes to continue trip, 520 miles per hour of charge. We're gonna get 25 minutes of charging. April's yawning, you can see her reflection in the thing. And we're gonna go see what Bonfire is in the Maverick. If not, we'll go to Subway down the street. What do you do when you're waiting for your thing to charge?
I like to watch Netflix and scroll.
Watching Netflix, looking at your phone.
Yeah. What's new?
On charge number 2, I think we're good. So we went ahead and went with an extra like 5 minutes of charging, maybe 10. So we're at 76, so we should arrive with 15. We're gonna grab some quick Subway and get back on the road. Auto parking into charge position. Now we've made it to Albuquerque. Time to charge up. We're at 16%. Starting to charge. 11 minutes till we could get back on the road. So it's pretty cool that it maximizes your time to where you could get back on the road. Obviously, a little bit extra would never hurt, especially because if you ran into a detour or you took the wrong turn or whatever we might have just done. But
someone took it out of self-drive.
Yeah, I
didn't know where they were going.
Yeah, it took it out of self-drive and I followed the maps. And apparently a slight right is not a right. It's
a slight
it's
right.
more or less a straight. So here we are. We'll let it charge up and we'll get back on the road. So charging up again, 8 minutes till we're at 80%. We could have already left, but what's really weird is it said we could have pulled up and charged for 5 minutes here, then drove to the next town and charged for 9 minutes, and then got to Holbrook, which is where we plan to stay the night, and then from there we'll make it into Phoenix or Scottsdale for Barrett. So really interesting though, because if we just sit here and get to 80, like even right now it says we got 213 miles, it's 153 to Holbrook. We can just skip a whole stop of charging. So although it would have been 2 shorter stops, 1 longer stop, and then we don't have to stop again. I don't know if it's really any better on time, but it keeps us from having to get off the route and get back on and stuff. So I'd assume it's a little bit quicker, 1 less time of getting out of the car, getting back in the car, that type of stuff. So not sure why it wanted us to do 2 instead of a longer charge, and then but maybe it's because of efficiency and the time of charging. I don't know. Kind of interesting. Just playing along the game, but we sat here for a little bit longer, so then we can skip what they would have said would have been the next charge, and just we'll make it all the way to Holbrook. Here we go. Changed it up, told it to take us to our hotel in Holbrook, and now we don't have an extra stop. All right, so we figured out something really interesting. We just charged. It says we have 243 miles to get there, and charge 242. But it says 147 miles till our destination, but we'll arrive with only 11%. So how are we going to arrive with 100 miles to go and only 11% on the battery? It's super interesting. I guess we'll see what happens when we get there. So super interesting. We ended up with 4%. So it got better, then it got worse, which is really interesting. We're actually going to go charge before we go to the hotel, which is right there. So we'll go down the road, get charged, then come back. But yeah, based on the mileage, really weird, right? Because it says we should have got here and still had 100 miles to go. We are definitely not there. But it is 13 degrees outside. It is super cold, so maybe that's killing battery more than you think. So percentage-wise, it landed us here right. But based on mileage-wise, it was way off. Just hanging out outside of Burger King at, what is it? What time? 12:37 a.m. in Holbrook, Arizona. So I put in our trip. It says actually on our way into Scottsdale, we can hit a supercharger. So we only got to stay here for 25 minutes if we want, but we'll stay here a little bit longer. We'll get some extra charge, get the hotel, get some food in the morning, all that type of stuff, and head on in. Plus, it'd be nice to have some extra so we don't have to go charge right away. We can like go to Barrett or go get breakfast or go get food down there and then go to the hotel later, whatever, without having to charge. So we'll see. But Just here for a little bit, see how fast it charge. There is no one else here charging. Imagine that. Well, that's going to be it for part 1. Tomorrow we'll finish off the trip. Got 70% battery. Almost there. But it's time for some sleep. Good morning, everybody. We're back on the road after getting some sleep. We're just about to pull out. Again, still trying to figure out what we got going on. 2 hours and 7 minutes to our next charger, but yet, and we'll arrive with 10%. In 99 miles, we'll be at 10%, but we have 207 miles worth of range. Super, super weird. It is super cold, but that just seems like that's not accurate. The only thing I'm wondering is if the car purposely tries to get you down to 10% before charging, because then it's faster to charge once you get there or something. I don't know. Super weird. So we're on what they call the B line, and it's super, super pretty. This is awesome. Actually, we're almost to the B line. We're about 28 minutes. We're 28 miles away. We're just cruising along. The car's doing its thing. April and I were talking last night how much nicer, like, traveling, although it takes a little bit longer to charge, having the autopilot and not having to have your, like, heightened senses all the time driving, especially at night, and just, like, always, like, stressing or, you know, just moving your muscles all the time driving and just doing those things like we've done forever. It seemed like we weren't near as wore out and we were able to drive longer later without getting as tired, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, you know, just letting Elon take the wheel, and we're getting there. We're got one more charge stop, and then we'll be in Scottsdale for Barrett. So we got here for a 10-minute charge, although we're gonna let it charge more so we can get to the hotel. But what was interesting is it said that we had 70 miles to go, and if you guys remember when we left, it said we'd have, like, it was 99 miles to get here. We had 200 worth of charge, so we were like a negative 30. So I'm curious if, like, when it's preconditioning the battery and all that stuff, it's actually burning more energy to then help you charge faster when you get here. But then in a sense, it's going to cost you more because you got to pay for more energy to charge up. So kind of an interesting ecosystem. We're curious. We might do a little bit of research to figure out what all that is about. But otherwise, really the charge times and being that short aren't that bad. If anything, we've sat here extra to make sure we get a little extra energy, so then we can drive around a little bit once like we get there, or have a little bit extra in the bank just in case or whatever. So hang on a little bit longer and be back on the road. Well, we made it.
We made it.
We made it to the parking lot. You actually get on a bus and then they transfer you over unless you got parking passes. So we're gonna jump on one of these buses, head over to Barrett, get some content. We're actually here through media, one through Built-In Race, and then two through High Speed Media, our company, which we do a lot of automotive marketing and content, all that type of stuff. So we were able to get media passes, which gets us into Barrett for free. So pretty sick.
Yeah.
Nice little life hack. So we get to go enjoy it. But we'll also get some content for the event, help promote them online, different things like that. So I guess we'll see what we find when we get over there.
$2,500,000 and $3 million and $3 million now to get down. $3 million is bid and $3,500,000 and Dan's in and $3 million now $5 and $3,500,000 and $3,500,000 and $3,500,000 to get down. What do you want to pay? And $3,500,000 to get down. $3,500,000 and $3,100,000 and $3,100,000 and $3,100,000 and $3,100,000 now to get down. Want to get down. 1, 2 and $3,200,000 and $3,200,000 and $3,200,000 now to get down. 2 and now 3.
So made it to our hotel. Great day at Barrett Jackson. Had a great time. Got the Tesla all cleaned up even. So something super interesting. We went through in the history of charging to get down here. We're still at 49%. Cost $105 in supercharging fees to get here. Obviously, if we can land in with almost nothing, which we chose this hotel because there's superchargers right across the parking lot, maybe $95-ish to get from Colorado to Scottsdale, Arizona, charging off a supercharger. So super interesting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, let us know. It's pretty fun bringing the Tesla all the way down here, and we really enjoyed, like, using the self-driving and not, you know, it took a lot of stress off of us getting down here and driving and dealing with traffic and all that. Even from over there to here, not knowing where the hotel is at, just kicked it on. It drove, it even went in and out of traffic on the interstate and got us here. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. What are you doing?
So I just summoned my Tesla, and there it is. I think it's all confused now. It says it's completed, and it's waiting for us.
It got closer.
It came from over there and around the corner. So that was pretty incredible. This is the future, baby. Yes.
April didn't want to walk around the hotel to go get the car, so she just summons it up here so we can put our bags in it. Perfect.
Thank you, Elon.